What is going on, everybody? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hey, thank you for the patience. This has been, one of those weeks. Me and my family, we were impacted by Hurricane Michael. We actually just got our power on like a couple hours ago. So since I hadn't had time to upload any videos here at the end of the week, I apologize for that. I mean, listen, with no power, no Wi-Fi, it makes it a little bit hard. But how do I try to make it up to you guys? Let's do a live show. Let's see what we can do and answer some of these questions, since I wasn't that active in the comment section this week, and I absolutely hate that. But listen, hurricanes suck. I got it right there on the board. It is what it is. It is, irritating to say the least. But hey, let's do a little bit of live Q&A. I'm going to give everybody here a few minutes to get into the room. There's not going to be a whole lot of structure to this show, to be completely honest with you guys. Like I said, we've been dealing with Hurricane Michael, which was absolutely no fun here in North Carolina. Just now getting the power back on and trying to get situated. And tomorrow's Football Sunday, so let's get some questions and answers going. Hopefully everybody is doing well out there. Let's get into it. Let me see how many people we got in here. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button for me. I appreciate it. Like I said, it was not a good week over here on this side of the country. But let's pull it back up here. Let me get the chat opened up. Give me 1 second to get situated. And then we're going to roll. We're going to roll and see what we can get going here. Bruce Leroy, I see. Hope everything is good. Yes, man. Thank you very much. Appreciated. I saw a lot of you guys down in the comment section. I put a pinned comment on the videos this week, just so you guys know. I was not ignoring the comment section by any means. I'm actually very proud to say that I used up all my cell phone data within like the span of like 2 days. So yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. No power. It was pretty bad here in North Carolina in places. Power just comes back on today, and here I am for you all. So let's go ahead and start some of these start-sit questions. Let's see what we can get into here for the week. Try to help you guys out as much as possible. Even though it's late in the week, we can still get some questions answered. Let's start off here. Michael Cash. I hope I'm not saying that wrong. If I am, I apologize. Jameis Winston ? Yes, Jameis Winston is a question mark, because you know what you're going to get with him. You know what you're going to get some turnovers. It's going to happen. Jameis Winston is going to throw the ball a lot, and he's going to throw it a lot to the wrong team. However, the matchup this week is just too good to ignore. If you have somebody who's on a bye week, you have an injury replacement, the ceiling right now for Jameis Winston is absolutely huge. He's a great streaming play. He's a popular pick of a lot of channels saying to start him this week. Just be prepared. He has that turnover, if you want to call it, upside, and that always limits him somewhat. But yeah, definitely a great start this week. Let's see here. David, Tucker looked lonely, so you added 6 other kickers. Well, then I can tell you one thing, David. You are cornering the kicker market, and you probably have the strongest kicking team there in your league. Congratulations on that. Never seen that before. Fins for life, Chris, I see you out there, man. Let's see, you got Cam or Luck? This is going to be a tough one, and I have a feeling this is going to be a tough one here for you for a few weeks, Chris. I mean, I like Luck this week. I do. I think that, this is tough, though, especially with Cam Newton. He's always got that high rushing upside. Going against the Redskins. The Redskins did not look that great last week against the Saints. Cam is probably your safer bet. I'll put that out there. He's probably your safer floor bet, but they throw the ball a whole lot in Indianapolis, more than any other team in football, and that alone is going to give him that potential for a big game. Now, like I said, Cam's going to be safer for you. If you don't want to gamble, you don't want to take your chances with Luck, I totally get that. He's probably got the ability, like I said, to throw multiple touchdowns this week, especially with Cam. They have so many different type of weapons there in Carolina. He doesn't have to live and die by just the pass. But yeah, Cam's safer for you there. Absolutely, Michael Hansen. Hurricanes do suck. What about sitting DJ for Sony Michel? I think there was a second part of that question. As an RB2, crabs are no funchess. I like it. Absolutely. Yeah, Hurricanes do suck, that's for sure. About sitting DJ for Sony Michel. That is a little bold, but I understand why you'd want to do it. Listen, I know David Johnson going up against Minnesota is not going to be ideal. That defense looked improved last week in Minnesota. And Sony Michel's looked great, and they have probably arguably one of the most exciting matchups, if nothing else. Kansas City against the Patriots there on Sunday Night Football. Sony Michel is somebody who I think is going to start emerging here as the season goes on. He's going to kind of have that LeGarrette Blount-esque touchdown factor, though. If he doesn't get the touchdown, it may not be the greatest of games for him. I think James White is going to continue to be a huge part of that offense. But yeah, I mean, technically, I love Sony Michel. I do, but I'm not going to bench David Johnson this week. They're just now starting to use him correctly. He's had touchdowns in multiple weeks here straight. I'm not taking the chance and sitting David Johnson. I'm going to go with him. But if you need a flex play, Sony Michel is not bad. Let's see here. What else we got? Reed or Brait? Azam Nano. Yes, both. I like both this week. To me, though, I think this week just absolutely screams Cameron Brait for me. I hate to sit Jordan Reed, especially since he's like one of the only healthy options for the Redskins, which is really weird to say. When is the last time anybody said, hey, Jordan Reed's the healthiest member of the Washington Redskins? I don't know if that's ever been said. Like ever? Like never, ever. Yeah, never going to happen. But Cameron Brait, especially with Jameis Winston in this ridiculously good matchup against the Falcons defense, I like Brait's chances this week, and I'm going to go with Cameron Brait there. Let's see, what do we got next? Will Fuller or Amari Cooper? Yes, never going to go Amari Cooper, just so you know. He may be the new hashtag, Never Cooper. Chris, I see you right there, and I greatly appreciate you for sure. Let's see here. Love the stuff. Absolutely appreciate that. So Corey Davis, Will Fuller, or Matt Breida if healthy at flex. Would I drop Davis for John Brown? And I'm assuming you mean Corey Davis on that. Man, yeah, obviously Corey Davis is somebody who's frustrating, right? And just because I got a jersey hanging up of him doesn't mean he's like my all-time favorite player here, but he is somebody with that potential. The only thing that's holding him back is Marcus Mariota, and that part gets frustrating at times because you guys saw it here a couple weeks ago with Corey Davis. He's got that ridiculously high ceiling, and he could do that at any given time. It's just inconsistent. Will Fuller, same type of thing. As long as Will Fuller is healthy, Will Fuller is a start in that offense. That's the bottom line. He has to be able to start in order to be able to produce, right? The problem is Will Fuller is not one of these guys who is what you would call dependable. He's always got a soft tissue injury. There's always something going on with Will Fuller, and that's unfortunate because him and Deshaun Watson could absolutely dominate the NFL here. But it's the smartest choice. If he's healthy, if a Will Fuller is playing, you're going with Will Fuller. I mean, that's the smartest play there. Now, would I drop Corey Davis for John Brown? No, I wouldn't yet. Corey Davis is just somebody who he's got that ceiling. It's just so high. John Brown is going to be more consistent. If you're really struggling at wide receiver and you need somebody that you can start on a weekly basis, then yes, you go for John Brown. But if you're just looking for that upside, sticking with Corey Davis all day long in hopes they can put it together. All right, let's see here. Let's move on back down. Chat is going crazy. Give it a second to load back up here. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Hopefully everybody had a good week. Crazy O's, Juju or Ridley? Both. Again, however, I'm gonna go with Ridley this week. I'm gonna be a little bit bold, go Ridley. That matchup, Tampa Bay and Atlanta, I don't know if you can get much better than that. The only game that may have more offense this week than that game is going to be Kansas City and New England. Both are going to be a lot of high-scoring games. And there's nothing wrong with Juju. You can't go wrong. It really is a win-win in your case. But yeah, I mean, give me Calvin Ridley at a high upside, but really, they're both going to have great weeks. Let's see here. What else we got? Gerald, I see you, man. I appreciate the love. Absolutely. Sanu, yes. Andre, I see you there. Not Calvin Sanu. Mohamed Sanu is definitely somebody who's still being underrated a lot here in fantasy football, and I really don't understand why. He's going to be that consistent wide receiver. He's not going to be that sexy pick, that big name that you throw in your lineup and that's going to strike fear into your opponent's, eyes at all. But he's somebody who's got a very, very high floor, very good play this week. Let's see here. Ronald Jones, William Watkins wants to know. Not doing it. I'm not buying into Ronald Jones yet. I'm not going to suggest him to anybody, like anybody at all, until I actually see him put up some solid numbers somewhere. He's got to do something before I even want to talk about the guy. Mitchell Adams, I see you, man. I appreciate you right there. 2 quickies. That's kind of awkward. Big Ben or Rivers, and how much more patience should you have with Harbaugh and Alex Collins? Keep up the good work. I appreciate the kind words, Mitchell. First of the 2 quickies. So you got Big Ben or Phillip Rivers. Now, to me, I'm always a Phillip Rivers guy. I mean, I like Phillip Rivers. I think he's somebody who every single week you can throw out there and have a solid floor, a solid game for Phillip Rivers. They're going to be on the road in Cleveland. I know it's not ideal, and Cleveland is much improved. That defense is much improved. Big Ben is just so inconsistent. And here he is on the road again in Cincinnati, somewhat of a rivalry game. Ben's got more weapons at his disposal as of right this second, and he always has that potential for a huge game. But to me, the safer bet is going to be Phillip Rivers there. As far as how much more patience should you have with Alex Collins, I'm still a believer in Alex Collins. I'm not giving up on Alex Collins yet. However, if something comes available on the waiver wire or somebody drops somebody who really shouldn't be dropped, we're nearing that time where if there's somebody out there with value right this second, don't pass on the value in hopes for Alex Collins. Now, if you're just going to drop him for something random on the waiver wire, no thanks, not going to do that. But if there's something of some value out there, then yes, now is the time. Just don't do it prematurely. Make sure it's for somebody who's going to get you production, from the start. If you're just looking for a bench stash, hold on to Collins. Hope, they turn it around. Second half of last year was a lot better for Alex Collins than the first half, of course. Brandon Frank, I see you. I appreciate the support there. Giovanni Leyva, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes? Both. Again, this is a very tough choice for you. I'm sure, Giovanni, probably on a weekly basis. Both these guys going forward are must-starts. You can't bench either one of these guys unless you have both of them, like in your case. And to be completely honest, I'm not sitting Patrick Mahomes the rest of the year. I'm probably not. I may actually play him on his bye week. That's how much I am on the Patrick Mahomes bandwagon. Nothing wrong with Tom Brady either, though. I said it last week. This offense is going to start turning around, and that's going to be good things here for the New England offense. But Patrick Mahomes is going to be my choice. You can't sit the kid. His ceiling is ridiculous. Thank you for the question, Giovanni. Devon Varnum. Start 3 in a standard league. Woods, Edelman, Ridley, Jackson, Kiki, do you love me, QT? Making his first, nickname appearance here on this live show. Sanders, which I'm guessing is Emmanuel Sanders. Josh Gordon, thanks for the help. Devon, Devin, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. There's a lot going on right there, and there's a lot that you really don't want to sit. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you I'm starting Robert Woods, and I'm starting Julian Edelman. Hang on. It's standard leagues. Woods is a must. Woods is an absolutely right off the top. He's going to start for me. Deshaun Jackson is going to be somebody else who I start this week, especially in standard leagues. He's not going to get that huge volume, but in this matchup against Atlanta, it bodes well for him to have a big game. So I'm going to go Woods, Jackson, and then I'm going to stick with Edelman. I think Edelman's going to be your safer play out of the two. He may not put up huge numbers, but he's going to be a safe play for you. And since you're gambling a little bit there on Djax, I'm playing it safe with the third guy. Appreciate the question. Scroll back down here. And see what we got going on. Oh, I see a lot of hands flashing. I can't get to all of the don't everybody flash your hands at me. That would just be weird. Never hands flashed at me. Anyway, going forward, we got here John Brown, Corey Davis, or Mike Williams in a standard scoring league. And this is from Theo GT Sticky. I have no idea if I mispronounced that. I'm sure I probably did, but Theog Stick Yee. You. John Brown, Corey Davis, or Mike Williams in standard scoring. I'm going with John Brown here. I think he's the safest play this week. Going up against a Tennessee team in Tennessee, he should be able to have plenty of opportunities. Corey Davis and Mike Williams are both more inconsistent at this point, so give me John Brown. Let's see. What else we got? It's good to get back on here with you guys. I kind of feel like I missed a lot. Man, hurricanes are horrible. Matic 978, I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for the support. Dalvin Cook or Austin Ekeler PPR. Sanders or 1D These Enunwa, Kiki, or John Brown. All right, so we'll break this into 2 separate ones. Dalvin Cook or Austin Ekeler. Let me pause the chat here real quick so I don't lose my spot, because otherwise I'm going to forget who all you say. You know what? Austin Ekeler to me is probably somebody who is another one of these guys who just doesn't get enough credit for what it is that he's actually doing this year for fantasy football. There's still a lot of concerns around Dalvin Cook, right? And I mean, at the beginning of the year, had somebody told you to start Austin Ekeler over Dalvin Cook, you probably would have thought they were absolutely crazy. But this is how things change, and you have to be able to adapt to them here in fantasy football. And right now, Austin Ekeler is a safer play for me until we can see Dalvin Cook go out there and be productive and be healthy. Regardless of the matchup that they have, it's not going to do any good if he hardly touches the ball or re-aggravates it in the first quarter. I'm going to play it safe here on a weekly basis. Austin Ekeler is somebody who's going to be used every single week as a part of the game plan. He can coexist with Melvin Gordon. They're kind of like a 2018 version of Kamara and Ingram from last year. So I'm going Ekeler right now, especially in PPR. So then you had Sanders or Enunwa, Kiki, or John Brown. And I'm sticking with Sanders there. Emmanuel Sanders is somebody who, and I hate to keep saying they're the safer play, but he's going to see more looks for sure on a weekly basis. He's going to be more involved in that offense. John Brown would be next on my list as far as a consistent play. Right now I'm keeping Sanders in there for you, Matic, personally. But if you want to, go for the home run, if you want to look for the big day, if you want to take a gamble, and it is PPR, I am all aboard the Kiki Do You Love Me QT train. It is just a very, very, very high gamble. And to me, I think Sanders is a little bit safer regardless of the matchup. But thank you for the question. Thank you for the support. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up to the chat. Brandon Frank, I see you again. I really appreciate you there, buddy. Josh Gordon or Phillip Lindsay at the flex, and thank you. I don't know if this is PPR or standard. If it's a PPR league, I'm going Phillip Lindsay. He's another one of these guys who's just going to be involved weekly. I mean, every single week he's going to have something, scripted for him in the game. He is the safer play as a flex play if this is PPR. If it's standard, personally, I'm going for the home run. Give me Josh Gordon. This high-powered offensive game against the Kansas City Chiefs this week could be his coming out party as a New England Patriot. It's a gamble, though, with Josh Gordon. You really don't know how much they're going to give him, and Belichick's not going to lead on to anything. So, to me, Lindsay is safer if this is PPR, Brandon. Scrolling back down. Robert Pacifico, half point, James White or TJ Yeldon. Ouch. I feel like I have to choose between one of my kids. This is horrible. I'm all aboard the James White train. All aboard it. I'm 100% a James White believer in this offense, and it's a great matchup. However, TJ Yeldon is going to be somebody that gets ridiculous volume, especially with Fournette out. Half point PPR. I'm going with James White. I'm not gonna abandon this offense. I've been pushing James White pretty hard here for a couple weeks. I like both of them. If there was a way to get both of them into your lineup, I would definitely do it. James White, though, is who I'm going to take in a PPR league, but I hate to do it. I feel like no matter which one I choose, I'm choosing wrong. Aaron Stanley, I see you right there, and I appreciate you, sir. Very much. Thank you for the support. All right. Ataraxia, and I'm sorry once again. Ataraxia. You got Baldwin, Thomas, or Enunwa for a flex spot in PPR. Thanks for the help. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for the support. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. 100%. That is for sure. So you got Baldwin, Thomas, or Enunwa as a flex spot in a PPR league. Now, I mean, by a show of hands, who was disappointed with Doug Baldwin's performance last week? The one catch for 1 target, 1 yard, whatever it was disgusting. But that's not going to continue. It's just not going to continue for Doug Baldwin. He's going to progress. He's not all of a sudden somebody who's not going to be used in this offense. However, it's going to be something we have to be a little bit patient with. And Tyler Lockett has kind of assumed some of that role now, right? He's not exactly somebody who is just going to get pushed over. He's had a great season so far. Doug Baldwin is somebody who, like I said, haven't given up on yet. Demaryius Thomas has been inconsistent. And then Quincy Enunwa was the most consistent option out of all of them until last week where he totally disappeared. I mean, like, he's like the magic man. He was there and then he wasn't. Who's seen Talladega Nights? Raise your hand out there. I know I'm not the only one. So to me, I'm toughing it out with Doug Baldwin again this week. I mean, I know that's probably not the popular choice, to be completely honest. A lot of people probably want to jump on me for even supporting Doug Baldwin still, but it's going to happen. Doug Baldwin's breakout's going to happen. You don't want it to happen on your bench. The guy didn't get a preseason. He missed the first few weeks of the season. He's just now getting back into game shape. They're going to have to use him going forward. And he's just as much of a gamble as all of the other ones, to be completely honest, at this point. So I'm sticking with Doug Baldwin and crossing my fingers there for you. Scroll back down here to the bottom. Keep it clean in here, guys. It won't even show your comment if you start throwing F-bombs everywhere, just so you know. I may see them, but it won't show it. I like the passion, though. You guys are showing passion for your team. All right, Daniel Anchor, I see you right there, and I greatly appreciate you. Dalvin Cook or Doug Baldwin, Greg Olson or Eric Ebron. Same thing for Dalvin Cook. I got to see it. I got to see him out there. I got to see him healthy. I got to see him playing. I want to see something from Dalvin Cook. And I know you guys are going to throw it right back at me and say, well, what about Doug Baldwin? And I completely get that. Doug Baldwin is at least in the games right now. We haven't seen Dalvin Cook on the field here for a while, and we're just making assumptions at this point that he's going to be okay moving forward. We still haven't seen it, and there's a cable back there with Latavius Murray behind him. I'm going to stick with Doug Baldwin. Just like the previous question, I got my money on Baldwin. It's a gamble, but they're both gambles at this point. To me, Baldwin we know is going to play. We know he's closer to 100% at this point, so he's going to be my choice. As far as Greg Olson or Eric Ebron, I mean, I really want to say Greg Olson. I mean, I am a Carolina guy. I'm not really much of a huge Carolina Panther fan, but it's somebody who is intriguing because we didn't think we were going to see him here for a few weeks, and it's still possible that he could come into this game, aggravate this injury, and be done in like a series. And for that reason alone, it worries me. I mean, do we even want to take that chance with him? I don't know if I really want to risk it quite yet. Eric Ebron is banged up also. It sounds like he's going to be okay. He practiced fully, at least at the end of the week. You can say that. So for that, reason alone, I'm going to go with Eric Ebron this week. He's been highly involved in the offense. Let's see how healthy Greg Olson is before we throw him in there, before we take too big of a risk. And thank you, though, for the support, though. I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's scroll back down. Scrolling. Robert Pacifico. I appreciate the support, man. Really do. Half-point PPR, Yeldon or Mixon. Man, you guys are making me choose between, like, my favorites here. I like all these guys this week. Mixon, to me, is a must-start rest of the year. 100%. I can't sit the guy. But then again, TJ Yeldon is just somebody who is going to see a lot of work. I mean, I know they got Jamal Charles. They signed Bo Scarborough over there. I don't expect them to be used a whole lot in Jacksonville. A whole lot anyway. But I just can't do it. I can't sit Mixon. If you got Mixon, you start Mixon. That's what I'm going. I'm going with Joe Mixon there. He's somebody that can beat you two ways, passing and rushing, just like Yeldon can. Highly involved there. Give me Joe Mixon. Scroll down here. Ishmael. Yo, love my start sits. I appreciate that, man. I do as much as I can with the start sits. I got to do them out there early. Things change throughout the week. I really, really hate it this week. I didn't get to do quarterbacks or tight ends this week. Having no power makes it really difficult to record videos. I was going to do it on my cell phone, but then it was horrible quality. Yeah, I'm not about that. It was just a rough week. Hopefully the weather is good from here on out. I enjoy doing this for you guys. Joe Camel, buddy, I see you there. Good to see you here. I see you on all the live show down in the comment section. Really enjoy you. Great to see me back. Glad you and your family are safe. Thank you very much. Is it time to drop Larry Fitzgerald? If there's somebody available on waivers, Joe, yes, it is. I hate to say that because I am a huge Larry Legend fan. Growing up in Arizona, he's somebody who I really wish we could have gotten more competitive for. The guy is a class act, one of the greatest receivers of all time, hands down. But right now, he's not healthy. The offense as a whole isn't healthy. They have no idea what they're doing in Arizona right this second. And Larry Fitzgerald's value is taking a hit. You can't really trade him. You can't get a whole lot for him. And if there's somebody available on waivers right now, then yes, I do it. Don't just stash him or drop him, though, for a nobody. If you got somebody of some value out there, now's the time to do it. Let's see here. Let's roll on down. Ming Dynasty, I see you right there, buddy. Brady or Mahomes? I cannot sit Mahomes at all. I'm going with Mahomes. I love him and Brady both, though. I mean, I think both of these guys are must-starts here all season long. Being the fact that you have two of them makes it a little bit tough. I know that. But, yeah, that's we can't go against Mahomes at this point, especially going up against this matchup they're going to have. They're going to be so much scoring going back and forth. The weapons that Mahomes has. Now Brady's getting all his weapons back. This could be one of the highest scoring games of the week, obviously. But yeah, give me Mahomes here. I can't sit the kid. He threw for over 300 yards against Jacksonville. Nobody expected that. He's got all kinds of potential. Arnie Ponce, Tyler Boyd or Chris Godwin? Man, I was all aboard the Godwin train. I had a huge bold prediction for Godwin a few weeks ago, and then Fitzmagic decided to end his run, and it kind of ended the Chris Godwin run. But it's going to be a great matchup for him or Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd going up against a beat-up Pittsburgh secondary. Also, I think Tyler Boyd is the safer choice here. If you're looking for the high touchdown upside, though, it's Godwin for me. Tyler Boyd's, though, going to be a little bit safer and would be my choice of who I would throw in the lineup. Let's see here. Matthew Lambden, Ricky Seals-Jones, or Jeff Swaim in a PPR league. Man, you got to love the lack of depth at tight end, right? I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Being that we're having to choose between Jeff Swaim and Ricky Seals-Jones, hey, I'm going to go Jeff Swaim, and it sounds crazy, but at least he's being used in that offense. Ricky Seals-Jones seems to disappear at times. Not worth it. Give me Jeff Swaim and hope that he can catch another few passes, be a little bit more involved this week because he has been here lately. Chris, man, I greatly appreciate your support, man. You have no idea how much I do. You got another one, just cause. Love the way you cover all the teams in your start-sit videos. Oh, and hurricanes blow, not suck. I know, I thought about that after I turned the video on. They do blow, but then they also suck at the same time. So yeah, I figured it was just fitting that I'm just going to say they suck, but they do blow just as bad. But thank you very much for the support. It has been a rough week, to say the least. But hey, we're blessed. There's people that have it so much worse than we do here. My prayers go out to everybody there in Florida. If it was that bad here, I can't even imagine what it was like there. Yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. But hey, everybody's here. We're healthy. We're safe. I appreciate your guys' support, though. I saw the comments all week long down in the videos. I wish I could have gotten more to respond to them, but it just didn't happen this week. It'll change going forward, though. Everything should be back to normal next week. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Hurricanes suck and blow, Chris. You're 100% correct. All right, Gerald, you're next. Help. You got tight end Jared Cook, Austin Hooper, or Brate in standard format. I talked about Brate earlier. I think he's going to start emerging here. He's going to be somebody who he's not going to go away. I mean, he's going to be somebody who's going to be involved from this point out, this point forward with Jameis Winston. He always has been. He was a top 10 option with Jameis going back to last year. He's somebody we really need to pay attention to. He's a legit top 10 option going forward. Austin Hooper has started to take a step forward in this offense. He started to be more productive here as of late, which is great to see. Do we trust it yet? There's a lot of other options in Atlanta to use. Jared Cook is somebody who has been used an absolute ton so far this year, and he's another one of these guys who's a consistent play. Right now, to me, the safest play for you this week is going to be Jared Cook. However, if you want to gamble a little bit on the high upside of some touchdowns, my next guy is going to be Cameron Brate. I think Cook is going to see the volume. Brate has the higher touchdown upside. Hooper, I like what he's doing here the past couple weeks, but I want to see it continue. I'm going to go with the other two first, Cook, then Brate. Just keep on scrolling. Chats are crazy right here. Roshi Satoshi, thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate you guys. You're going to flex PPR, Morris, Davis, or Enunwa. None of them really excite me, if I'm being 100% completely honest. However, being that it is a full PPR league, I'd take my chances on Enunwa and hope that last week was like an aberration. And that is a huge word for me to be using on a Saturday night at 10:50 Eastern time after not having power for a few days. I just use the words aberration. I guess my mind's somewhat working. I'm going to go with the Nunwa, though. I'm gonna take away last week, hopefully that it was just a fluke, and he goes back to being the top target of Sam Darnold later, and give me him in a full PPR league. Let's see, what do we got next? Tons and tons and tons of comments. Rolling in by the truckload. Hang on one second. Making sure I get to everybody here. I greatly appreciate the support, guys. Showing it in the chat there. Really do. Really do appreciate it. You guys don't understand how much it's appreciated, that's for sure. Jared King. You need 2 in a PPR league. You have Amari Pooper, Jordy Nelson, Josh Gordon, Larry Fitzgerald, or Christian Kirk. Jared, first of all, you have my condolences. There's some names on here that I'm a little worried about. I can't start Amari Cooper. I mean, I can in a certain situation. I like his situation this week, but not over some of the other guys that you have on this list. To me, if it were my team, even though it's a PPR league, you don't really have a whole lot of PPR options here. You have a lot of great standard guys with some high touchdown upside. I think Christian Kirk takes a huge step forward in this offense. However, I can't start him over some of these other guys. I'm going with Jordy and Josh Gordon here this week. I like Cooper this week, which is really hard to say because I really don't even like to say the words Cooper and like in the same sentence because he's just so inconsistent. We know he has the talent. We know he has the ability. He just doesn't have that fire. And I'm going to go Jordy and Gordon there. Even though it's a PPR league, let's hope that Gordon takes that step forward this week in that New England offense. Let's see. Go back up here. Oscar Ramirez, I see you right there, and I appreciate you very much, sir. You got Boyd, Godwin, or Anunwa in a standard league as your wide receiver 2. Boyd, Godwin, Anunwa. I think Boyd is your safest bet. I had him in the question here a little bit earlier. I think he's your safest play this week. Anunwa would be next, though, being that he did have that struggle last week, and you have Boyd, who's somebody who's been somewhat consistent in that offense that he's in a game against Pittsburgh where they're probably going to be able to throw the ball, I don't want to say at will, but with ease. Give me Tyler Boyd there as your wide receiver 2. And Nunwa is a close second, though. Matthew Lambden, appreciate you, sir. Christian Kirk, D.D. Westbrook, also Matt Ryan or Kirk Cousins. There it's a PPR league. I said it a couple seconds ago. I really like Christian Kirk going forward. I think he's going to start to be the favorite target of Josh Rosen. That offense is anemic in Arizona, though, and it's a tough matchup in Minnesota against a defense that looked energized last week. It's just not that... I'm going to go D.D. Westbrook. I think it's a gamble. I think Christian Kirk is still about a week or 2 away. He's put up decent numbers the past couple weeks, but they've been a couple big plays. You take away those big plays, and it's just a subpar day for Christian Kirk. D.D. Westbrook is going to be my choice there. As far as your quarterback goes, you got Matt Ryan or Kirk Cousins. I'm going 100% Matt Ryan, even though I like both of them this week. I just think that matchup between Atlanta and Tampa Bay is going to be high scoring. Atlanta's defense can't stop nobody, and that just leads to more throwing for Matt Ryan, so he's going to be my choice there for your quarterback. Shane, I see you, buddy. Hey, I see you in the comment section all the time, man. I really appreciate your comments. They really do make all that I do worth it. I see your support for me, and it's very much appreciated, my friend. Let's see here. Who do we got next? Daniel Creasy. Great video, bro. Team 1, you got Thompson, Morris, Collins, Miller, Breida. Team 2, Lockett or Djax, Ekeler, Cohen, Powell. You need 1. All right, so let's see if there's a question here. Team 1 is Thompson, Morris, Collins, Miller, or Breida. I don't know how many of those guys you need, Daniel, but I'm going to put them in order here for you real quick. Let me see. Man, there's some tough matchups you got going there. Some guys with injuries. Team 2, Lockett or Djax. I'm going to go with Djax between those two to answer that question first. I think that's a shootout. I love Djax's upside this week. Ekeler, Cohen, Powell, and you need one of them. Man, I like all of them this week, to be honest. I'm going to say that You have them ranked how I would have them ranked. Ekeler, Cohen, and Powell is how I would start them. So I'm going to go with D. Jackson's question 2, Ekeler in question 3, and in question 1, I really don't know what the question is. However, I'm going to say there's some tough ones here. Breida would be my choice, obviously, if he's healthy, but he's not. Morris is going to see the volume, but he hasn't produced anything with the volume that he has had to date. Man, that is tough. I would say Chris Thompson would probably be next on my list. Let me check my last-minute news here, see if anything news coming out about Chris Thompson's injury. As of right now, the last update I still have on Chris Thompson is a game-time decision, which is hard. As of right now, I'm going Collins, but I'm watching Chris Thompson. If Chris Thompson is a go, he's going to be my choice for that first team for you there, Daniel. I appreciate you. Let's see. Let me scroll again. Scrolling. All right, next is Zach Barboza. Zach, thank you very much, my friend. Greatly appreciate you. How does your lineup sound? You got Brady, Zeke, and Michelle. Sounds amazing so far. Then you got AB, Tyreek, Kelsey, and Landry. Holy crap. I was thinking about replacing Landry with either Aaron Jones or Cohen. Standard league. Thoughts? Holy crap, your team is loaded. I don't know how many players are in this team, but you are absolutely stacked, to say the least. Absolutely stacked. I mean, I think you could put me in as your flex at this point, and even if I scored you 0, I still think you win. I like the Aaron Jones upside going forward. Put him in one of my videos this week about somebody that you need to buy low on. Cohen, I think, has a great upside, but it's a standard league, so he doesn't benefit from the PPR side of it. I'm sticking with Landry. And that's a solid team. I would take that 10 days, out of 10 days, 100%, that is a stacked team. You have me at almost a loss for words. Antonio Vidal, thank you very much, sir. I see you. I appreciate you. Trade Dalvin Cook for Jordan Howard and Kerryon Johnson. Yes, I do that trade right now. Jordan Howard is going to excel in the winter months. This is not Jordan Howard's time of the year. He does it every single year. He's a second-half guy. When the weather gets cold in Chicago, Jordan Howard turns it on, and Dalvin Cook isn't healthy. If he were healthy, then that's one thing. Plus the upside of Kerryon Johnson, if he ever gets the chance, if anything happens to Blunt, Kerryon Johnson is going to shoot up people's rankings. So, yes, I do that trade, absolutely. Let's see here. Lord Tilts. Thank you very much. Really greatly appreciate the support. Chris Thompson or Bilal Powell. Keep up the good work, man, and thank you. I thank you very much for the support. I wouldn't be here without you guys actually tuning in to watch me. How about Chris Thompson or Bilal Powell? Man, it's hard because if Thompson was 100% and was not a game-time decision, he would be my choice almost every single time. However, with that injury and us not really knowing how it's going to turn out right away, it worries me a little bit. I'm going to go with Bilal Powell because you have another good choice who I do like this week in a matchup against the Colts. He's been involved every week. We know he's healthy. Give me Bilal Powell there and not risk it with the injury to Chris Thompson. Let's see here. Jack Mastery, I see you right there, and I appreciate you. Nyheim Hines, Sammy Watkins, or Chris Thompson, half-point PPR. Once again with Chris Thompson, his game-time decision. I can't tell you to really start him for sure unless we really know. I do like Sammy Watkins and Nyheim Hines this week, though. I mean, this is two guys that are going to be used heavily in their offenses, and you said it is a half-point PPR, so I mean, Sammy's not much of a PPR type of guy. He's more of a big play type of guy, where Nyheim Hines may see more individual catches, but Sammy may do more with what he has. So this is what I'm going to tell you here, Jack. Nyheim Hines is the safer play. If you want to play it safe, you have some other risk in your lineup, Nyheim Hines is your choice. If you're just looking for the home run, maybe you're not liking some of your options, and you just need to go swinging for the fences, Sammy Watkins is your boy this week in that matchup that he's got. The Purge, I see you. Thank you. Love the content. Happy you and the family are safe. Absolutely, me too. Thank you very much. You're dying at wide receiver. Well, that's not a good thing. You have a 12-team, half-point PPR. You need 2. You have a Nunwa, Mike Williams, Taylor Gabriel, and Amari Cooper. Well, there's always a time to start Amari Cooper, and this may be one of those times. It really depends on the rest of your lineup, and I'll tell you what I mean. To me, Amari Cooper, like I said earlier, this is a week that I would start Amari Cooper if you didn't have any better options. Taylor Gabriel is somebody who I really like going forward. I really do. I think they saw, the week before the bye week, how they could actually utilize him a little bit better and make him productive in this offense. The problem with that is Anthony Miller was out, and now Anthony Miller is back, and that just overcomplicates things. But Taylor Gabriel is still somebody, huge play dependent, but he's going to get more targets in this offense going forward. Mike Williams is taking a step down for whatever reasons. He's just lost more snaps in that offense, so I'm going to take him off the list. I'm going to go, and I don't remember how many, you need 2 of them. I'm going Taylor Gabriel and Amari Cooper here. I'm going for the safer play in Taylor Gabriel and swinging for the fences on Amari Cooper and crossing my fingers. Nothing against Enunwa or Mike Williams. It's just I think the other 2 guys offer more upside for you out of those options. Frank D, I see you. I really appreciate you. Also, start Ito Smith or Latavius Murray. Also, Hooper or Burton, half-point PPR. Latavius Murray is probably going to be my choice there just because of the offense that he's going to be going against, or the defense he's going to be going against. It's the worst run defense in football. Dalvin Cook, even if he does play, is not going to get a full workload. Latavius Murray is somebody who I would go with there. Ito Smith, I think, is 100% touchdown dependent. I don't think he has a big game yardage-wise, but he's somebody that if he steals the touchdown, the box score is all of a sudden going to look like he had a good game. But he's only touchdown dependent at this point. So give me Latavius Murray. I think he's more involved at this point. Go back up here. Your guys' support is overwhelming to me. I greatly appreciate you all. Greatly appreciate it. All right, let's see. Next one we got up here is Ryan Hope. Thank you for the question, Ryan. We got Big Ben or Winston this week. Jordan or Brait. And you know what? Before I forget, I forgot your second half of your question, Frank. I remembered. It's been a long week, but I remembered. You had Austin Hooper in there or Trey Burton for your half-point PPR tight end. Between these 2, I'm gambling here on Austin Hooper. I said a little bit earlier I liked where they were going with him, but Burton just hasn't been a consistent part of this offense, and I'm going with Austin Hooper as your tight end. Sorry I forgot about you, but I remembered. Word of the night, remembered. All right, now to you, Ryan. Ryan Hope, Big Ben or Jameis Winston, Njoku or Brait. Wow, you got some great options. I do like the stack of putting Winston with Brait. That is a great possibility this week, especially with the matchup that they have. Big Ben on the road. He does have a high ceiling, but he also has a really low floor on the road. And kind of same with Jameis, though, as Jameis is somebody who's going to throw some interceptions. He can have some key turnovers at times. It's very frustrating. The David Njoku breakout is coming, and if you guys look at David Njoku's schedule here for the next few weeks, you see it. He's got some great matchups coming up. I actually just moved him into my starting lineup in one of my leagues this week, and yeah, I may keep him there for the next few weeks. In order to kind of break things up a little bit, I don't mind stacks. I really don't, as long as they're at different offensive positions. But I'm going to go with Jameis Winston and David Njoku here. I do like the stack with Bray, but I think Njoku just has a little bit higher upside coming to him. He's got double-digit points in 2 straight weeks of PPR leagues, and he's somebody who's building a solid role in that offense. So I'm going to go with the gamble, the high upside of Jameis Winston and this huge streaming option potential against an Atlanta Falcons defense, which is non-existent. And I'm going to pair him up with David Njoku as my tight end and swing for the fences right there. Next up, Zach Barboza again. Haha, thanks, man. Traded James Conner and Jordan Howard for AB and Kelsey. With Ebron on my bench, the rest was drafted. Got Conner last pick. Keep up the great work. Love all the videos. Man, Zach, that is an absolutely amazing team. Congratulations to you. Hopefully there's some money on that league because you're about to win some of it. I can see it coming, but I greatly appreciate your support, man. Seriously do. Let's see. What do we got next? I see some people telling people to hit the like button. I'm too busy to check the likes, so somebody tell me where we're at. Got to get some likes to get some views. Got to get some views to get some subscribers. Got to get some subscribers so they can help me answer questions in the comment section because I can't get to all 7,000 every single week. All right, scrolling back down, there are so many in here. So many questions. Jack Mastery, here again. Love you Lockett or Watkins? I don't know if you're telling me that you love me or that you love Lockett or Watkins, but either way, if it's me, I'm flattered. If it's not me, I'm embarrassed because I read it into something that wasn't meant for me. Tyler Lockett or Sammy Watkins? Ooh, they're both gambles. They're both going to be huge home run dependent gambles at this point, especially this week. Being that, they're in London, I haven't mentioned a whole lot about the London games. Sometimes those games have a tendency to be a little bit, low scoring just because everything's out of whack for these guys in their schedules. I love the matchup with Sammy Watkins against the Patriots, and I'm going to start every Patriots guy that I possibly can this week without a doubt. So give me Sammy Watkins. Thank you, Jack, though. I appreciate you. Scrolling again. Every time I pause the chat, it goes absolutely crazy. Let's see what we got next. Corey Lind, I see you there, buddy. Appreciate you. Julio and Miller for Lynch and Ekeler. Non-PPR thoughts. Julio and Miller for Lynch and Ekeler. Lamar Miller is somebody who I'm not overly high on. I like Austin Ekeler more. But giving up Julio and gaining Lynch, I don't know if it's very beneficial, especially with Lynch. He's somewhat, I don't want to call him injury prone because he's not injury prone, but he's taking a beating every single week. He's really one of the only guys on the Raiders going out week in and week out and putting in 110%, it looks like. I'm keeping Julio and Miller. I know Miller is not producing, and I know that was probably the key to that trade is to try to get rid of Miller because not a whole lot of people are going to want him. But I'm not ready to give up on Julio Jones yet, Corey. I'm going to keep him. Let's see here. Mike Legend. Man, you got Legend here. Are you John's brother? You could be. I don't know. Maybe not. All right, Carlos Hyde or Beast Mode? Carlos Hyde is somebody who I've been pretty high on here for excuse me, quite a long time. I love Carlos Hyde. I didn't know how much Nick Chubb was going to take him into this work here to start the season, and it's proven that Carlos Hyde is the lead guy. I mean, he's one of the top guys in touches here for the week or for the year, and he's somebody who we can't ignore. I'm going to take Carlos Hyde this week. I know he's got somewhat of a tougher matchup against the Chargers, tougher-ish, but give me Carlos Hyde. He's got the huge touchdown upside in that offense, and if Baker can come out and have himself a good first quarter and open things up, look for Carlos Hyde to score a touchdown or two for you this week. Hussein Rizk, and sorry if I mispronounced that. How do I feel about Tevin Coleman and Corey Davis tomorrow? It's hard because I was super excited about Tevin Coleman almost all year, and he has yet to really produce anything, and I don't understand why, especially being in a contract league or a contract year. He's had the perfect opportunity to go out and prove his worth this year, and he's just not doing it. Maybe the possibility of Freeman coming back last week kind of lit a fire under Coleman, and he's got a great matchup, so I'm okay with Tevin Coleman this week. Corey Davis, though, I don't have any issues with Corey Davis. I have issues with Marcus Mariota and his consistency. I don't see huge games really for either of them, but I think they're both solid starts, and I would have no issue starting them tomorrow if need be. David Ramos. Let's see here. You got, I'm guessing it's Jamal. I'm guessing on that last name, though, there, buddy. Djax, Godwin, or Watson, Kiki, and Will. Out of those guys that you have listed right there, Deshaun Jackson, I think he's going to have a great week this week. I have no issue starting him. Chris Godwin is a decent flex play in anything over 12 teams. Watson, I don't know if it's Deshaun or Ben Watson. I'm guessing Deshaun Watson. I'm starting Deshaun Watson here on out. I think that the addition of Kiki QT is really going to open up that offense and help him out. And Will Fuller, I'm guessing you're thinking is your question. Will Fuller, heck, as long as he is absolutely healthy, he is a good player. The problem is he's hardly ever healthy. I think they all have huge upside for sure. I don't have. Oh, maybe Jameis is the first guy you were talking about. So you want to know which one of the three maybe is your question? And if I'm picking between the three of them, give me this week Jameis, Djax, and Godwin, if that was your question. Let's see here. Joe, I see you again there, buddy. Much appreciation. Obviously, you need a receiver. Pick two to start. QT, Djax, Ridley, Robinson, Fitzgerald. Is Brait flex-worthy over them? I really do not like flexing tight ends unless well, that was weird. I really don't like flexing tight ends. Well, that's awkward to say on camera on a live YouTube show. However, I usually don't flex tight ends unless I absolutely have to, and I think you have enough pieces here where you don't have to. If I had to pick two of these guys, I'm swinging for the fences, Joe. I'm going with Deshaun Jackson and Calvin Ridley this week. They're playing each other. Could be a lot of offense, not a whole lot of defense. Both have touchdown upside. Deshaun Jackson has the big playability. I'm going both of those guys. I'm swinging for the fences. Thank you very much for the question and the support. Jack Mastery, last question. You're awesome. Thank you. You're awesome too, Jack, even though we just met. But hey, we're friends now. Brait or Olson? I'm going with Brait. Only reason, I got to see Olson healthy. I don't mind starting Olson if he's playing. If you have no other options, just because the position is so weak. I mean, there is literally very little options at tight end. But being that you have Brait and that high touchdown upside in a good game, possible game of a lot of offense, give me Cameron Brait there. Thank you very much for the support. Stoop Tube, like the name, $1.99. Appreciate you there, buddy. Really do appreciate the support. Let's see here. Kiki, Woods, or Edelman for flex. 5-0 thanks to me. Well, no, you're the one making the decision, so the 5-0 record belongs to you. I'm just trying to help you make those decisions on a week-to-week. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I got to put that in small print somewhere on the screen. I need like a disclaimer for this show. I'm always making people mad every single week. Let's see. So you got Kiki, Woods, or Edelman for your flex. I'm not picking against a Rams player for the rest of the season. I don't care who they're playing, where they're playing, what time the game starts, what the weather is like. I'm going Robert Woods, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. That offense is too solid to ignore. Tony Galante, appreciate your support, sir. We have Powell or Ridley, Kittle or Brait. Powell or Ridley, so I'm guessing this is for your flex, and I don't know if it's a PPR league or not. I'm going to assume it is, just so you know. If it is a PPR league, your safest plays, in my opinion, are Powell and Brait. And if it's Kittle is somebody who is going to be absolutely productive if healthy. The problem is he 100% healthy right now? It's a huge question. I mean, he's going to play more than likely. However, it's a Monday night game, and if for some reason he sits out or is injured, you don't want to take that risk. So I'm going to go with Brait for your tight end just because we don't know about Kittle. And Powell is going to be a little bit safer this week. I know Crowell's a little bit banged up, dealing with some injuries. They're your better options, in my opinion. Isaac. Let's see here. Lindsay for John Brown. Even trade. Yeah, I mean, pretty even. I mean, it's not a sexy trade. A lot of people are going to look at it and be like, why the heck are you trading Phillip Lindsay for John Brown, and why does anybody care? But they're both solid at their position. They're both, running back 3, wide receiver 3, fringe 2s on both of them. So yeah, that's a fair trade. I don't see anything wrong with that one. Let's see. Scroll back down. All right. Give me 1 second. This is a lot of scrolling to do. Lots of questions. All right, Jason Cummins, you're next. I appreciate your question here, buddy. Let's see, Adrian Peterson or Crowell in standard. I'm going with, they're both somewhat banged up. And has anybody ever chosen Isaiah Crowell over Adrian Peterson? I mean, I don't know if that's even, I don't even know if I can actually do that. That might be against like some fantasy law. It may be like written in a book somewhere that I'm not allowed to actually do that. But right now, I am leaning that way. I know a lot of people are hating on Isaiah Crowell. I don't really know why they're hating on him, but he's also considered a game-time decision as of right now. And it's something we need to actually pay attention to because he could be limited, and that's kind of why I was higher on Powell a little bit earlier. But Peterson's dealing with too many injuries, and he's old. I mean, I hate to say he's old because I'm older than he is, but I'm going Crowell right there, Jason. It's a gamble. They're both gambles, but I'm going Crowell. He's produced great numbers so far this year. It's something we can't really ignore. Let's see. Jared King, best PPR flex. Thank you for the support, my friend. You got Dalvin, Lindsay, Baldwin, or McCoy. All right, well, McCoy, I can see his volume is going to start going up. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, but is he going to do anything with it? It's really debatable. I know they're trying to trade him. They want to trade him. They want to get something for him. If he doesn't start producing, though, nobody's going to want to take that gamble. Baldwin, I've talked about how I like him this week. I think he starts to turn his season around this week. Lindsay is a consistent play week in and week out. Dalvin's still coming back from an injury. He's very risky also. Safest play, my opinion, safest play, Phillip Lindsay. However, if it were my team, I'm gambling, Jared. I'm telling you this is a gamble. I'm not telling you to do this. Like I said, Lindsay is safer, but to me, I'm starting Doug Baldwin and hoping for the turnaround coming here week 6. All right. Graham Barnes, you got Cohen, Thompson, or McCoy. Pick 2.5-point PPR. I'm going with Cohen and McCoy. Thompson being banged up, it worries me a little bit. Cohen coming off the bye week, fully rested, going to be a part of that game plan. McCoy, we can also say, he's healthy, and he's going to get the workload. If he can put together something, I'd rather go in there with somebody who I know is going to get the workload instead of take a risk on somebody who's coming in injured. I appreciate the support. Yeah, I'm going Cohen and McCoy right there. David Ramos, thank you for the input. You got my question right. Hey, perfect. What's even more impressive is you already know the answer. I need to get that book. If you got a book of answers, I greatly, greatly need that book. Very much. It would save me a lot of hate mail if I could get that book from you, David. Let's see. What do we got next? Pull it back up here. And come back down. We got Daniel Creasy. Very much. Thank you for the support. No need to say you're sorry. Don't have to say sorry up in here. You meant to ask that you needed 2 out of Thompson, Morris, Collins, and Miller. Okay, I remember your question from before. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know what all you needed out of that one. Thompson, Morris, Collins, and Miller. You need 2 of them. Tough. Really tough, Daniel. Lamar Miller, I don't trust at this point, to be 100% completely honest. I know Collins has been frustrating to own because of the fumbles and the lack of usage. Morris has been getting the volume but not doing anything with it that is anything meaningful. Chris Thompson's battling somewhat of an injury, and he may even be more limited than a lot of people are thinking this week. If it's my team, it's an absolute it's a risk, to be completely honest with you, Daniel. But I'm going Alex Collins and Alfred Morris right there. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm closing my eyes. I'm nodding my head. And I'm saying a prayer to the fantasy gods that tomorrow is the day that they both get in the end zone and make your fantasy day worthwhile. Because right now they're all kind of iffy. But if it's me, I'm going Morris and Collins right there and hoping. hoping and praying for you. You have my condolences. Jack, hey. This is your last $2 where you want to say me good night. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate you watching. Really appreciate your support. Look forward to hearing from you guys here again in the future. Let's see here. I have scrolled so far down the chat, I have lost my place. Okay. How about this? Let's see if we can do this real quick. Who wants a quick... I only got a few minutes left here, but who wants a quick let it flow? Anybody want a quick let it flow? Do I even have my helmet? I got my helmet. Raise your hand, hit the like button if you want a quick let it flow. I got about 5 minutes left here. I'll let you guys get your questions in, and then we're going to go rapid fire. I haven't got to let it flow on my channel here for quite a while. The time has come, and I am ready if you guys are wanting it. Raise your hand. Who wants it? All right, let's see. Zachary Gallo, you have Sony Michel or Naheem Hines. I know Michel's dealing with an injury. As long as he's good to go, he's my pick, 100%. I want every piece of that game that I can possibly get. Let's see here. Sharpshooters, Kiki, do you love me, QT, or Taylor Gabriel? I love that you're using the nicknames. I like the nicknames. A lot of people don't like the nicknames. A lot of people make fun of me or tell me that I'm rude for some of the nicknames I give. I mean, come on. We got to have some fun with it, right? Absolutely. But give me, going back to your question. Sorry, I got a little off-center there. Kiki or Taylor Gabriel. Give me this week, just this week, give me Taylor Gabriel. Give me Taylor Gabriel this week. I think he has a huge upside of a week. All right, let's see here. Where's the helmet? I got the helmet right here, Amber. I got it. Helmet engaged. I'm still waiting for some more likes, though. I got to get some more likes on the video, and I got to have some people telling me to let it flow. If I don't get people telling me to let it flow, then I don't want to give you guys something you don't want. Let's see what we got here. See? John loves the nicknames. Thanks, John. I love the nicknames too. If I don't give them the nicknames and you guys think it's all boring and nobody wants to watch it, and I mean, I want to have some fun here. I like to have fun with fantasy football. Too many people like to make fantasy football boring. I'm sick of fantasy football being boring. We're here to have it fun. Okay, here they come in. Starting to let it flows. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to need a drink of water because I'm seeing a lot of flow. I haven't seen this much flow since my last road trip after drinking like 3 44-ounce Dr. Peppers, if you know what I mean. All right, well, I'm seeing a lot of let it flows now. Can somebody tell me, are we over 250 likes? I got to be over 250 likes to let it flow. If you haven't hit the like button yet, for the love of God, please hit the like button. I'm here after having no power for a week just to answer questions, and I'm going to put it on a child-size helmet. I'm going to put on a child-size helmet, and I'm a very large adult-size human, so for me to put on a child-size helmet is a little bit difficult, but I'm willing to do it because I think it's funny. You guys think it's funny, and I think the world needs more laughter, and that's what I'm going to do. All right. Tyler Perry, Lindsay, or Aaron Jones in standard. Lindsay's still safer, but I like Aaron Jones going forward. Depends if you want to take a risk or not. All right, here we go. We're going to let it flow for a couple minutes. Hit the like button for me. 244, 245. It's been a while. I'm going to have to strap up. Got to strap up. Here we go. I can't even tell if my helmet's on straight. That's how small it is. Cutting off blood flow in 3, 2, 1. All right, Kiki QT, Anunwa, Cole, Gabriel in a standard. You need 2. Give me Gabriel and QT. Do you love me? We have Dalvin, Cook, or Aaron Jones. Not touching Dalvin. He's still somewhat hurt. Give me Aaron Jones. The breakout is coming. Look at the size of his head. Hit the like button. Thank you very much. Letting it flow? Yes, I am. I'm seeing some drinks and some hand claps. I love both. We have Hines or Woods. I'm not sitting anybody from the Rams. The last time I did that, I got death threats almost. Give me Woods. We got Michelle. Is he in or out? Looks like he's going to be in, but it's still not for sure yet. Ekeler, a good choice in a non-PPR league. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that high of a ceiling in a non-PPR league, but he's still a safe play. DJ or Sony. Not going to sit David Johnson now that they're actually finally starting to use him. Go David Johnson. Sit Sterling Shepard. Yep, he already played. Let's see here. Callaway or Kiki, do you love me? Callaway has his breakout this week. I'm going with Antonio Callaway in that one. Lindsay or Breida, non-PPR. If Breida is healthy, Breida's not really going to be healthy, so give me Lindsay and play it safe. Let's see. Matt Ryan or Aaron Rodgers. I hate to say it, but give me Matt Ryan this week. Should you trade Sanders for Olson? No. Keep Emmanuel Sanders. We still don't know how healthy Greg Olson really is. Let's see. Dalvin, Cook, Hines, or Cohen. I'm guessing you only need one of them, and I think Cohen has the highest ceilings, and Hines is the safest play if you want to gamble or not. Callaway or Williams. I'm guessing you mean Mike Williams, and I'm going Antonio Callaway. You couldn't be 5-0 without me. Yes, you could, because you made the decisions. Do you drop Jack Doyle yet? Yes, you probably should, but it really depends who you're going to pick up for him. Let's see here. Jay, you're the one that's 5-0, not me. You're making the decisions. I'm just here making a fool out of myself with a helmet on. Robert Pacifico, half-point PPR, Godwin, Corey Davis, or Watkins. I'm going Watkins there. I want every part of that game that I can possibly get. It's going to be a shootout. Blake Bortles or Cam Newton. Please don't tell me you're serious, Riley, and go Cam Newton. Fuller or Crowell. Man, it's a PPR league, but do we really know what's going on, Dave? Hey, Dave. That's the first time I've seen you tonight, Dave. Welcome. I'm going to go Fuller as long as he's healthy. Cooks or Cup. Well, now you're going to make me sit one of them, and I'm going to receive death threats. I'm going to start Cup because the last time I sat him, it was not a good weekend for me. John Brown or Lamar Miller. Give me John Brown 100%. Don't trust Lamar Miller. I'm getting lightheaded, but yes, I'm going to keep going. Kittle or Olson. They're both toss-ups at this point, and with Kittle playing on Monday, if he sits or is limited, you're going to be in a world of hurt. I say start Olson, but I would have plan C ready to go if need be. Edelman, Julio, or Adams for starting. You have to choose between those. I mean, I'm playing Julio for sure. Adams second. I mean, yeah, that's a win-win-win. Who was the other one? Julio is my number 1. Adams is 2. Edelman is 3. In that order is how I was starting. I don't know how many you needed. Doug Baldwin or Allen Robinson? I don't want Allen Robinson. Give me Doug Baldwin. Hey, Jake, 4 a.m. in the UK. I done well tonight. Hey, thank you. 4 a.m. What are you doing awake, Dave? I mean, it's late enough. It's 11:30 here on the East Coast. Alex Smith or Jameis Winston? Give me Jameis Winston in the shootout this week. Edelman or Diggs in standard? Give me Diggs in the standard league. Howard, Cook, or Yeldon? Yeldon has the highest upside out of there. Cook being hurt. Howard's time is coming. Give me Yeldon. Cousins or Newton? I'm going Cam this week, but it's really, really close. Chris Carson or Ekeler? If it's a standard, I'm going Carson. PPR, give me Ekeler. Favre or Marino? Because Marino was in Ace Ventura, the Pet Detective, I'm going with Marino. Fantasy Headliners, rock out Houston. Let's see here. We got Goff or Newton. I can't sit Goff. I want to say Goff, but the higher ceiling is Newton if you want to gamble. Let's see here. A lot of things being held for review, and I don't know why. Cousins or Dalton? Give me Cousins. QT or Funchess? Everybody throw it up for me. Ready? First hashtag of the night. Never Funchess. Definitely losing all blood flow and things are getting blurry in my head. 2 more questions. We have Cole or QT. Give me QT. Corey Davis or Dalvin Cook? I'm not touching Dalvin Cook. Give me Corey Davis. I'm lying. I'm giving you another question. Funchess or QT? We're still throwing it up. Never Funchess. Diggs or Cup? I can't sit Cooper Cup. I enjoy my life too much. Boyd or Ridley in PPR? Give me Ridley in that awesome matchup. Cohen or Howard in a half-point PPR? Give me Cohen at this point. Howard second half of the year. People are throwing up the hashtags. I love it. Last one. Give me a good one. Give me a good one. Come on. Big money, big money, big money. Waiting for a good one. We've talked a lot about all these guys as we can. How about Lockett or D.D. Westbrook from Big Derek? What's going on, Big D, in a PPR league? Give me... Ooh, that's a tough one. Give me Lockett. He's a little bit more consistent here to start the year, and D.D.'s got a guy throwing him the ball that throws a bunch of ducks. All right. Man. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'm going to look at myself in the camera. I feel like my head has been crushed. Completely crushed. Hashtag Amari Pooper. That's the new hashtag. We're keeping it. BGKGBIP, I think it was. Adding it to the hashtag list. Hey, that was fun. That was an hour-long live stream. Didn't even seem like an hour. It had absolutely no flow, except for the let it flow part here at the end. Nobody's probably going to watch this show. Okay, I see somebody saying there looks like they're mad. Supa. What's going on here? Supa Kiki. What are you so mad about? Tell me why you're mad. We have no madness here. Come on with what? What do you want? I'm watching for your name because you specifically complained. I'm looking for your name. But until I see your name, I have no idea what you're mad about. But hey, that was fun. Gotta love letting it flow. That may have been, I don't know, probably the longest let it flow ever. It was fun. I enjoy talking with you guys. I really hate that this week turned out the way it did with the hurricane. I really hate that I lost a few days here with you guys getting some questions answered. I planned on doing a live show last night. That obviously didn't work out. Doing one tonight. I'm really trying to be as involved as I absolutely can with you guys. But hey, you know what? I can't get to every single person. I mean, I literally just said, let's see here. You've been waiting in the blistering cold for 4 hours, and you just said no. I didn't say no to anything. Who did I say no to? Anyway, hey, it was fun. Greatly appreciate you guys. It's been a long night. Here it is, 11:30. I haven't really slept in about 2 days, and now it's time to go get ready for Sunday football. Anybody who wants to check out some more, I'll be doing a live show tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern. on the RotoBaller channel. We'll be doing our game day live, last minute weather updates, injury updates, all that kind of stuff is going to be taken care of for you guys tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in over there. I greatly appreciate you guys. It was fun to get back on here, do a quick, impromptu live show. Nobody's probably going to watch this afterwards because there's no actual flow to this show. It's just a bunch of random questions, but that's what we do over here. We take care of each other. We answer each other's questions. We help each other out. I really appreciate you guys helping each other down in the comment section. I really wish I had the time to get to every single one of you guys on the channel. If there was more hours in the day and I didn't have 3 jobs, I would do it. But hey, I get to as many of them as I possibly can, and the relationships and the names that I continue to see show up here, man, it is unreal. The support that I see from you guys is absolutely amazing. I don't take it for granted at all. I don't try to sell you nothing. I don't try to take your money for nothing. I want you guys to be able to turn on something fantasy football related, something somewhat entertaining, and give you guys something to laugh at, something to enjoy, because you can go watch so many things out there on YouTube, but do you actually enjoy what you watch, or do you just sit there and listen to other people talk about what they think? That's not how I'm going to do it over here. You guys are the voice of this channel. I wouldn't have grown to where I'm at right now without you guys. I'm not out there pushing myself for nothing. This is a 100% channel led by the people. I am just the voice of the people, and it's going to continue to stay that way. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. I really, really, really appreciate the support. Trying to go up this list. I mean, listen, I don't have like a power trip at all, but if you don't think that I watch the rankings and where I'm at, I'm trying to push us up this list, and it's not because of me. It's because of all of us. I want to prove to a point to people that us as a community can actually build something based off of everybody and not just one sole individual. So that's what this is all about. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I greatly appreciate you guys. Don't forget tomorrow's show. And hey, there's no hurricanes in the forecast for next week, so it sounds like I'll be able to make some videos, which is always a good thing. Really appreciate you guys' support. Once again, had fun tonight. Hopefully you had fun tonight also, and we'll be talking to you guys tomorrow. And then next week's videos will be coming out sometime Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Look for those. Greatly appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Have a good one.